Border Patrol agents encountering a record number of people entering the country, a caravan heading toward the border, and American cities struggling to keep up with asylum seekers. As Stephanie Sy reports, it's with that backdrop that President Biden dispatched 3 top advisors to Mexico in search of solutions.
Howdy, ma'am. First of all, and thanks for having me back. And to distinguish, the differences, again, this is my hometown. This is where I grew up. This is a community that means the world to me. And we don't have a crime problem. We're the 10th largest county in the state of Texas. We have 54 miles of river with Mexico.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is headed to the Rio Grande Valley in Texas today. Thousands of migrants crossed into the U.S. near Eagle Pass in the past few days. And the city's mayor says they feel abandoned and are pleading for help.
Well, now Texas Governor Republican Greg Abbott says that he is sending additional buses to Eagle Pass in El Paso to assist border communities.
Mexico's government says it will start deporting migrants who are now waiting in its northern cities to enter the U.S. The move is meant to reduce the strain on U.S. border crossings as a rising number of migrants arrive from the south.
Their lives packed on top of a moving freight train known as the Beast. Migrants seeking a new beginning over the Mexican border. These mostly from Venezuela. Men, women and children, families clambering aboard where they can.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Mexico City today, greeted by U.S. Ambassador Ken Salazar. Blinken, along with Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas and other top U.S. officials, met with Mexico's president on their second visit since October to address the migrant crisis.
Yes, ma'am. So first and foremost, and as they talk about this deal at the Senate, we have to secure a border first, and that's in between the ports of entry and our ports of entry. That's because where we see, some of the largest seizures of fentanyl and other drugs.
Traveling on the cargo trains may be cheaper, but the trip north can also be deadly. On Tuesday, Mexico's largest railroad operator, suspended service of several northbound train lines after reporting half a dozen injuries and deaths of migrants.
The number of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border without legal permission is nearing record levels. There are about 7,000 migrants crossing the border each day on average.
Sleeping on top of cardboard boxes here, these people had been waiting days next to tracks for an opportunity. Your VA says, despite the risk we take, I would say we have no alternatives until we reach our destination.
The U.S. is asking Lopez Obrador to make it harder for migrants to move through Mexico and to do more to stop migrants when they try to enter Mexico from Guatemala. In exchange, Mexico wants the U.S. to commit more aid to the migrants' countries of origin and ease sanctions on Venezuela and Cuba.
The U.S. Homeland Security Secretary visited the president of Honduras in Texas.
We are seeing an increase in the number of migrants arriving at our southern border.